Okay, so here you can see the main player board. So here you can see the main game board. This is where you're going to be placing your workers out to acquire new cards and to activate the ones that you have. So you'll see a green tower, a blue tower, a yellow tower, and a purple tower. Each tower has a certain type of card, the green being territory, the blue being influential characters, yellow is buildings, and blue is ventures. So as you're collecting these cards, they will go into your tableau, which we will show you here momentarily, but the value of the locations next to it tells you what value die you have to have associated with your work in order to be able to activate it, bearing any extra little purple people you use to add to that number. But below that here you have your church and the faith track, where you'll be scoring points as well as avoiding the penalties of excommunication. Below that you have the various spots that are going to allow you to activate your buildings as well as your territories. And here in the village you'll have different resources that you can gather. And then here, this is where you will determine the play order as well as collect various benefits. Over here, this is the military track, where you'll be tracking your military progress. And the score track runs around the board. Pretty straightforward, and here are the nice large chunky dice you'll be rolling to determine your workers' values each turn. Let's go ahead and look at the player board. Okay, it may be a little bit shiny and reflective, but this is your main blah, 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 blah. I apologize about the glare, but this is your player board that you will be managing. So you have this top row up here, which is dedicated to your buildings. And down here you have your territories. Those are limited to how many you can play based on your military strength. And those will be awarding you points. Down here you have your resources that you are collecting. And there are various locations for them. Over here to the right of your board, you will keep all of your influential characters as well as your ventures. Ventures have points you will score at the end of the game. Influential characters will give you abilities, and based on how many you have, you will also score points, similarly to your territories. But you will see the benefits you get for activating these various buildings and what you can exchange and whatnot over there. But it's pretty straightforward. You're just going to be filling that in with cards that you feel create the best engine to allow you to score the most points before the game ends. Okay, I felt it important that I show you what the expansion actually holds. So the expansion is going to come with a set of pieces for a fifth player. These are pink, as well as various components that you can use in the game. So you're going to have a new set of leader cards. I think there's 20 of them. You just go ahead and mix those in to what you've already got. You have these special tokens, as they're called, and those basically just give you some sort of benefit. You can see here, one provides you with 2 stone, the other with 3 workers, money, faith point. There you go. Oops. Hard to focus, but you get the gist. So those, and you'll be drawing those at random. You also have a 5th tower that is placed off to the side of the board. This 5th tower will, as you see here, provide you with those special tokens. And then that tower will actually have different colored cards. So you're not just limited to one type of card within it. So that's a nice way to get cards from a tower that otherwise you might have to pay someone for. Speaking of nice way to get cards, it also comes with these strips that you will use. And these actually, one in the 2 to 4 player game, will increase the value needed for the different spots of a given tower. And in the 5 player game, there is a very similar one that will decrease the required amount for those. But these will rotate through the different towers, making different ones difficult to purchase from each round. And probably my favorite part of the expansion here is these different houses. So these are houses of the Renaissance that you can take, and they will give you a special ability that you have and no one else does. And they are really cool. And there's 10 of those, but the way that you acquire them is by bidding resources that you will start with on these tiles here. So the first player might say that they will be willing to take the 4 coins, 1 stone, 6 servants, and 1 wood for it. But if someone else thinks that they can do better with less resources, they're welcome to outbid you at a chance to have that special ability. So there's some of those as well that you will use. But all in all, great expansion. I think good value for the money that you're willing to spend as far as the gameplay is concerned.